Salutations! Welcome to another exciting episode of ARTiculation Radio. I am your hostess, the eternally grateful Goddess Sage. You know how we do things here at ARTiculation Radio. We will kick off the top of the day's episode by taking a quick glance at the news headlines. And today's news segment is sponsored by bepublished.org. Here are three of the headlines I saw today, Thursday, October 10, 2019, when visiting elitevaluesnews.com. Pumpkin Night Salt Lake began today at 5:30 p.m. at the Utah State Fair Park in Salt Lake City, Utah. Fall Chicago Fashion Week 2019 takes place at Water Tower Place from midnight until 11:59 p.m. today in Chicago, Illinois. And Billie Eilish performs tonight at 7:30 p.m. at Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Those are three of the headlines I saw when visiting elitevaluesnews.com. Head on over right now and see what headlines you see and in which categories.
Looking to get the latest news? Visit Elite Values. EliteValuesNews.com has all the latest news and information. Check out the headlines daily. EliteValuesNews.com for all of your latest news.
Do you want to be published? Are you looking for a high-quality, low-cost way to be published with a fast turnaround? Visit bepublished.org to publish today. www.bepublished.org. bepublished.org. Publish today. Books, movies, and music.
Listeners, we love you, we hear you, and I am definitely glad to be here with you today on another fresh episode of ARTiculation Radio. And on today's episode, we have for you not only some great music from indie artists, we also have a topic in store, as well as some conversation. We're going to have an interview with a doer, with a move maker, and as you already know, somebody that you may or may not already know about. So maybe in addition to giving you some new music, I can also give you a new person, as well as a new product or a new service. I'm not going to tell you what, but, well, not yet. I'll tell you after I play a couple of songs. Let's roll with one now.
Good morning. wish I'd forget you, but you're here to stay. It seems I met you when my love went away. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, heartache, what is new? Stop haunting me now. Can't shake you, know how. Just leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues straight through Sunday blues. Good morning, heartache. Here we go again. Good morning, heartache. You're the one who knew me well. Might as well get used to you hanging around. Never. So good morning, heartache. Do sit down. Have tea with me, but do go, please.
ARTistreview.com. All artists need a platform. The Artist Review makes sure you have the one you need to put your work in front of your fans. ARTistreview.com. Artist, REVUE.com. From arranging art exhibitions to musical performances to radio interviews to so much more, the Artist Review helps your work get seen. ARTistrevue.com. ArtistReview.com.
We kicked off today's episode of Articulation Radio with a song by yours truly, Goddess Sage. You heard Good Morning, Heartache. And on today's episode, our topic is celebrating life and death. And we will talk to the author, Rachel Anne Cox, regarding her new book, her debut, A Light from the Ashes. And you will also hear, after I interview the author, a song of hers that we'll be playing for you called Jesse's Theme, which I am sure you would love. So at any rate, now let me talk to you for a minute about celebrating life and death. And I'm not going to get on the soapbox long, but I just want to state this. As we know, we should be thankful for all things, especially for all experiences. A lot of things that people don't know about, people fear. As we know, there is not a single thing, a single human being, a single animal. Everything that has life also will meet its demise. So death is not something that we can avoid, just like life isn't. But just like we enjoy life, celebrate life, we look forward to living, death is not something that we should fear and dread. It's also not something I'm saying that we should run toward and pursue, whereas we pursue various things of interest in our lives that will make us happy. But just something that as believers and as human beings who actually know that there is more to our being than this physical element, we should especially be able to not be as much in the grief as we would have been in the past or had been in the past with the new knowing. But of course, we know that we still will grieve, we still will bereave, but it doesn't have to be as bad as it has been in the past. It doesn't have to last as long. We can find ways to celebrate the people's lives or, those loved ones' lives and even our own life when we see that our own demise is pending. And not everyone is able to see death approaching. Often death is something that's shocking. But of course, and even that adds to how a lot of us don't, quote unquote, handle it well. But of course, when we have accepted our own mortality, it helps us to be able to accept the mortality of others. And when we know that we live fully and we celebrate our own life fully, then it'll help us be able to do that for other people too. So I say, just like you celebrate your life and you're happy about that and you're not hoping that, I wish I did not live, and even for people who wish that they didn't live, I know that some people have gone through, I think it's safe to say some of everybody have at least had a similar thought cross their mind at some point and in some degree. But, thankfully, we all know that we're happy to live because that gives us opportunities to achieve. And of course, and with death, we don't know what is next, but we do know for a fact it's certain. So even if nothing else, let that be something that can help you accept it a little better. And just like you celebrate life, don't fear death. And just like you pursue the best in life, make sure that you prepare for your own death so that way the people you love won't be burdened by any debt that is left behind or anything like that. So, that's the way it is. So celebrate life, accept every element of it, including the actual end. And you'll find that things will be a lot less weighty. And even when you lose the people that you're close to, you'll be able to bounce back a lot quicker than normal. Now, again, we do have Rachel Anne Cox on board. We're going to talk to her about her book, A Light from the Ashes. And again, right after that interview with her, I will be playing her song, Jesse's Theme. But in the meantime, here is Heart and Soul 3 by Reverend Barry and the Funk.
PeopleWarmer.com. Book your travel today. PeopleWarmer.com for wherever you want to stay. PeopleWarmer.com, wherever you want to play. PeopleWarmer.com. Go see a concert today. PeopleWarmer.com. Book everything you need. PeopleWarmer.com. Go ahead. Please, please.
But we just can't keep going on like this. Let me love you, love you, love you. Before you go, baby. Well, 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 well. Before you go, baby.
You have a product, let them help you increase sales. You have a video, let them help you make it go viral. Peoplewarmers.com, PeopleWarmers.com for all your advertising, marketing, and promotional needs. They also take care of events planning. Peoplewarmers.com. Visit them today.
You are listening to Articulation Radio. Head on over to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts.
If you're looking for ghost writers, grant writers, technical writers, any kind of writers, go to the Writers Consortium. Their website is maryjefferson.us, MaryJefferson.us. The Writers Consortium for all of your writing needs, proposals, grants, academic papers, whatever it is you dream of, ghostwriting. The Writers Consortium can help you achieve your goal.
Here's Anders Bothen's $1 Million Bill 1.
Want to buy stocks, jewels, real estate, or other high-end items? Would you love to be able to contribute to charitable initiatives but cannot do these things with the money you currently have? Join Regal City Investment and Social Club, where you can pool money each month with other investors to make major purchases, give to the needy, and possibly turn a profit. www.regalcity.xyz. Become a Regal citizen today by joining Regal City Investment and Social Club. regalcity.xyz. Always wanted to start a business but can't seem to get it off the ground? Call 972-880-8316 for your free initial consultation with a representative from The Conglomerate, or visit theconglomerate.work today to book your consultation in person. Theconglomerate.work, TheConglomerate.work, theconglomerate.work. Call 972-880-8316 to start your new business today. Articulation Radio is extremely pleased to have on the line with us today the author and the musician, Rachel Anne Cox. Rachel, how are you today?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Wonderful. And so tell us a little bit about where you are. I think maybe you're in the Utah area, Salt Lake. But yeah, tell us about where you are and what the weather is looking like today.
Yes, it is. I am in the Utah area. I'm in Ogden, Utah. That's just north of Salt Lake, and we are having a beautiful fall day. All of the colors are changing, and it's fantastic.
And I know against that mountainscape, it is just
absolutely.
And now tell us real quick, and for those who are just tuning in, of course, Rachel Anne Cox is the author of the book A Light from the Ashes, and we will be playing her song, Jesse's Theme, immediately following this interview. But Rachel, my very first question for you regarding your projects is, how long have you been creating music and writing, and also how did you go about making it all official and putting out both your book and your music?
It's kind of just the most recent part of it, of putting out the book and the music, has just kind of happened very quickly, but the writing of it took 3 years. I started this book in late 2015, and it took a solid 3 years to write it. And during the writing of the book, I was just playing around on the piano one day and came up with Jesse's Theme. And I've loved music and writing ever since I was a little kid. And in fact, I thought I was going to be in musical theater at one point. And so I've played around with the piano and singing, my whole life. But it's been kind of interesting with this book to have them come together as kind of a combination. And I didn't expect it to happen that way, but I kind of love that it did. And so when it came time to publish it, I was looking for publishers and I was looking for agents and things, and I found a hybrid publisher that could do it's not self-publishing because you have a team and you have an editor and things, but it's somewhere between traditional publishing and self-publishing where you have a lot of creative control. And so that's nice. And so that happened really quickly. I found that publisher just at the beginning of this summer, and the whole process has just kind of snowballed and happened really, really quickly, and that's been a fun ride.
Beautiful. And now tell us about what inspired you to even start writing on A Light from the Ashes.
Well, it's interesting because my normal genre that I write in is historical fiction rather than futuristic or speculative fiction. But this story came about just kind of really organically, that I was concerned. I was concerned about the cloud. I'm always thinking about different things, and we put everything in the cloud these days, right? We put all of our music out there and our files and, streaming movies and all these different things, and we don't hold ownership a lot of times of our own files of pictures and all this stuff. It's all on Facebook and Instagram and everything. And so I thought one day, what if all of that went away? What if the internet just broke down one day and we didn't have these things? And that scared me. And then that made me want to lean into it and find out more about it. And it wasn't very long after that my main character of Sam just kind of appeared in my head one day, ready to start his story. And so it's about 40 years in the future, and the idea is that there's no electricity anymore. There's no internet or anything in it. So they've kind of almost regressed to a kind of farm-like world. And the country's gone through some revolutions and wars and things and natural disasters, and everything's just kind of broken down to this pre-industrial world. And but it's not very far in the future. It's only 40 years in the future.
And your website is rachelannecoxwriter.com. And for those who are just tuning in, it's Rachel, Anne has an E on it, so it's RACHELANNECOX writer.com, WRITER.com. And so head on over right now to rachelannecoxwriter.com, grab up your copy of A Light from the Ashes, and will they be able to download Jesse's Theme or buy a copy of Jesse's Theme from there as well?
For right now, we have it on SoundCloud. I will most likely be producing a CD to go along with the book in the near future, because there are 3 other songs that go with the book as well. And but the songs are on SoundCloud on my website, so you can listen to it right there for now.
Okay, and now how much is the book? I'm guessing it's available in ebook as well as paperback, so tell them about the prices, or is it also in hardback?
It's in paperback and Kindle right now, and it's available for pre-order on Kindle for $2.99 on Amazon, and it will be released on October 14th in paperback. And so we've got kind of launch pricing on there right now of $2.99 for the Kindle, $10.99 for the paperback. But you want to grab those up quickly because that price won't last for long.
Yes, yes. And now, when and where can people see you do a performance of your music, or even have a book signing, autographing copies of the books that they've purchased?
Right. We'll be having a launch party on October 18th in Brigham City, Utah, at the bookstore Three Goats Gruff, and that's at 5 o'clock on October 18th. That's a Friday. And I'll be doing book signings there, and we'll have books available at that time. We'll be playing some of the music, and it'll be really fun.
And tell them again the location and time and date again.
That's Three Goats Gruff Bookstore in Brigham City, Utah, at 5 p.m. on October 18th.
Very good. And, of course, people, you already know you can always go to our website as well and be abreast of any new events that are going to be upcoming as well. And that website is rachelannecoxwriter.com, RACHELANNECOXWRITER.com. Now, Rachel, let me pick your brain real quick, because, there are a lot of people who are like, hey, I want to do this. I've always wanted to write a book, or people tell me to do a book, or I have this music that I've created, but I can't seem to get it out, or I don't have time, or, I don't have the money. What advice do you have for people who are trying to do some of the things that you've done, but who feel like various things keep preventing them from getting it done?
I feel like we put our time towards the things that we care the most about. And so we can always make time to do those things that are important to us. And so, I wrote this book while I'm working, a couple of other jobs as well. I have a day job. I'm a teacher and all these things. And so I just had to cut out all of the extraneous things, cut back on TV watching, cut back on Facebook, and really focus in on those things that are important to me. And so, but also to give yourself time. So I didn't put a limit on myself and say, oh, I have to do this within a certain amount of time. I let it happen as it happened, but I was consistent in writing every day. And so you have to show up and act like it's a job already. If you want to be a writer, start calling yourself a writer and show up every day like it's a job, and do it and put in the time. And I would say, too, if you feel like you can't do something, then you can't. But if you feel like you can do something, then you can. And so you just have to start that self-talk of saying, you know what, I can do this. I am a writer. I'm going to do this. And then you'll be surprised at how things start coming into your world and start happening.
Especially, even people, when you think about what she's saying, it's true. Because even from your own life, and even from the lives of the people closest to you that you've had a chance to witness, for a fact that whenever they limit themselves, even if it's something you believe and can fully see how they can do it, but whenever they're constantly like, oh, no, I can't, they never get that thing done. Whereas, of course, when they turn around and say, yes, you know what, I can do it, they'll find a way to get it, make it happen. Because as we know, once we open ourselves up to things being able to happen because we're willing to help it happen, then naturally that's going to open us up for opportunities to come about to where we'll see a way to make it happen. So I would say to you all, to piggyback on that even if you feel like so much is preventing you from achieving what it is that you want to achieve, or being able to, I would say, celebrate life the way you want to celebrate life, then, of course, just go ahead and determine that you do want to be better at it or achieve those things that you want to achieve, and be open to those opportunities coming about, and be willing to go ahead and step in and do the work, because it does require work. It's not easy. Tell them, Rachel, was it easy for you?
No, ma'am, it was not easy. Not for a second. This is one of the hardest things I've ever done. But like you were saying, sometimes you just have to step out there and do it. So I kind of feel like I just jumped off a cliff one day and said, hey, I'm going to do this, and I'm praying that the parachute's going to open and it's going to be okay. But
Yes.
I feel like if you jump into those things that you're passionate about, you're going to be happy and you're going to feel successful, even if it doesn't look like maybe a financial success or other things. I am deeply happy right now with what I'm doing just because it's something that I'm passionate about. So you have to find that passion and that thing that makes your heart sing, and that
Yes.
really just lights you on fire.
Yes. And for those of you who for a fact your passion is music, or your passion is art, or even if your passion is just spectating sports, whatever it is, definitely follow through with it. Be sure to honor it. Don't have it to where you have your life just caught up in the very things that you say are dilemmas for you, but you're giving those things more attention than you are giving attention to the things that bring you joy and not only offer fulfillment for you, but are ways that will allow you to be able to be a blessing to other people, because people will be able to be blessed by the words that they read in the book that Rachel has. And, of course, for those of you just tuning in, Rachel's book is called A Light from the Ashes, and her name is Rachel Anne Cox. And Rachel has also created a song. It's one of 3 songs that have that will be a part of this project. But, of course, Jesse's theme is out already. You can hear it on SoundCloud. You also will be hearing it coming up soon here after we finish this interview. But people will be able to be blessed by that as well. And just like they will be able to be blessed by her work, my work, any other artist's work, they will be able to be blessed and helped by your work too. Just stay true to your message and be sure to honor the agreement and do what it is you've been trusted to do, people. Rachel, let me ask you. What? And I see that the time is tight. So I'll ask you this then. I'll ask you this. What message is there that you want to be sure to express to the listeners that you haven't yet had a chance to fully explain or to even touch upon?
Sure. The main message of the book and of my work is hope. I know that we can look forward sometimes at the future and say that it's scary and we don't know what's happening or what's going to happen or terrible things are happening now. But this book is really about connection and the things that make us human. And one of the most human of all emotions, in my opinion, is hope. And so that hope is that immortal, that it can be immortal in the face of horrors and destruction. And so that's what I want people to take away from this book is hope in the future and the fact that we can make our future what we want it to be.
Yes. And I know I said that was going to be the last question, but I really am itching to ask you this because the topic of today's show is celebrating life and death. And I would like for you to just speak to the listeners real quick on any tips that you would give them on helping them to be able to handle death just as well as they handle life.
That's a deep question. And, it's one that comes up a lot, actually, in this book. There are several deaths that occur during the course of the story. But grief is hard. And we have to understand that death is part of life. It's part of the cycle. It's going to happen. And so if you're living in the moment and you're living your best life and you're doing what you feel like you're passionate about, then you can know that you can face death for yourself when it comes without fear because you've done what you wanted to do in your life. And as far as seeing death, happen to people around us, it's always hard to lose those connections, to lose people that we love. But we can celebrate the lives that they lived. We can live in our memories and remember them and hold on to them and the things that they brought into our lives and try to honor them by carrying that forward.
Yes. Thank you, Rachel. People, be sure to head on over right now if you haven't already done so. Go to RachelAnneCoxWriter.com, RachelAnneCoxWriter.com, RachelAnneCoxWriter.com. Grab up your copy of A Light from the Ashes And go ahead and jump on over to SoundCloud and grab up Jesse's Theme by Rachel Anne Cox. Get it on in, people. You know you definitely want this project. You're going to enjoy this song. We're going to get it rolling for you right now. But in the meantime and in between time, get over to that website right now and place that order. Here's Jesse's Theme by Rachel Anne Cox.
Would you like for a motivational speaker to come to your company or organization to speak to your group? Visit lifespurposeministries.com. That's lifespurposeministries.com. Or call 972-880-8316 to book your motivational speaker today. That's Life's Purpose Ministries, 972-880-8316. Book a lecturer today.
Articulation Radio, thanks you so much for listening. So head on over right now to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts on today's episode. In the meantime, we're going to keep the show rolling for you.
Do you frequently shop online and you're looking for a new place to shop? Join the club, jeffersontaylor.club, where models, designers, inventors, and other creators offer customers the best products at fair prices. Jefferson Taylor, jeffersontaylor.club. Join the club. Shop today, jeffersontaylor.club.
Here is Wish I by Gloria Tells.
Are you single and seeking a lifestyle club that's centered around you? Go to sittingroom.xyz to register today. Sittingroom.xyz, where sexy singles socialize. Get merchandise and event invites by joining us at sittingroom.xyz today.
Wish I could keep you a little bit longer, could make us feel a little bit stronger. Wish I didn't have to go and close the door. Imagine you without me shakes me to the core. Oh yeah. And you find another beautiful flower, and I go ahead So why even bother? We can't go back to what we were. Goodbye, my love. Our time is up. God knows we tried. This is our last goodbye. Goodbye, my love. Our time is up. God knows we tried. This is our last goodbye. Oh, wish I could keep you a little bit longer. Could make us feel a little bit stronger. Oh, ooh, wish I didn't have to go and close the door. Imagine you without me shakes me to the core. Oh, and you find another beautiful flower, and I go ahead compare myself to her. But I'm like no other, so why do I bother? We can't go back to what we were. Goodbye, my love. Our time is up. God knows we tried. This is our last goodbye. Goodbye, my love. Our time is up.
Weddings are expensive, but your love is worth it. Go to marryusnow.us to book the Minister of Love to officiate your wedding today. The fee is only $200 if your wedding is in the city of Chicago, and there is only a small fee to get the Minister of Love to travel outside of Chicago to your wedding location. Book the Minister of Love today. Visit marryusnow.us. That's marryusnow.us.
The staff at Articulation Radio appreciates you so much for tuning in today, and I, Goddess Sage, especially appreciates you for tuning in. Be sure to, in the meantime, before you catch us on our next episode of Articulation Radio, do the things that you need to do to move forward with the things that you want to move forward on. No more excuses, okay? Keep being a doer, keep being a move maker, and keep being exemplary.
Articulation Radio. ArticulationMedia.club.